On the internet, he's a meme about no stress. Out here, he has a jaguar at his back and caimans waiting in front. The tall grass explodes as the jaguar lunges from the shadows. A young capybara sprints toward a narrow strip of muddy water where motionless caimans float with only their eyes above the surface. In a few seconds, the calmest animal in the world either disappears from this swamp forever or proves why he's still alive. The swamp wakes up under a pale light. Mist lifts from the water, birds scream, and the mud is still cold. A group of capybaras begins the day. They eat, move together, shake the water from their fur. One of them stands out, a young male with no deep scars, big enough to attract attention, and just inexperienced enough to make a mistake. He is the largest rodent on the planet. Here, that title does not mean power. It means that if he fails, there is more body to lose. From a distance, his world looks perfect. Water, grass, birds on his back, other animals resting nearby. It looks like a peaceful place, but in this swamp, what you see is only half the story. This season, something silent is changing everything. The water is disappearing. Puddles that once reached his chest now barely wet his legs. Deep channels have turned into ribbons of thick mud. Routes he used to cross by swimming are now long walks over dry ground. When the water disappears, the paths narrow. And when the paths narrow, the predators already know where to wait for you. The most dangerous thing this season doesn't have teeth. It's called drought. This capybara's body was built for a different map. His eyes, ears, and nose sit high on his skull. In the water, he can sink almost his entire body and leave only that strip visible, to see, hear, and breathe without fully revealing himself. His semi-webbed feet push through the water with ease. In a deep river, he can turn and vanish before something reaches him. On dry land, he is not the fastest. His teeth never stop growing, perfect for tough grass and aquatic plants. Useless against the bite of a jaguar. Every part of him says one thing: you win, if there is water. And right now, water is exactly what he is losing. That is why he is never alone. His real defense is not his body. It is the group. While some eat with their heads down, others keep watch in silence. The young stay in the middle. From the outside, they look lazy, lying in the sun. From the inside, it is training. Move without panicking. If the group breaks, someone is left behind. And here, the one who's left behind almost never comes back. Today, they have to move. The nearby grass is gone, and the usual water smells like old mud. Farther away, there is fresh food. But to reach it, they must cross a channel that does not belong only to them. The water is slow and narrow. Branches float on the surface, and so do long, still bodies. From far away, they look like logs. Up close, they are caimans. One adult enters first, testing the bottom. Behind him, the group follows. The young capybara steps into the water, feels the mud give way under his feet, and lets his body float. From above, you see only a line of brown heads moving forward. Below, legs working in silence. The caimans watch. They do not need to move much. They just wait for a mistake. In this channel, the one who loses his calm, loses his body. This time, no one makes a mistake. The group comes out on the other side, shakes itself off, and returns to that deceptive calm. But the swamp keeps more than footprints. In the mud, there are deep, heavy paw prints. The jaguar has passed by, not once, several times. In the slow channels, an anaconda rests almost invisible among the roots. On the sandbanks, caimans line up, warming their blood in the sun. At the edge of the forest, a shadow moves and disappears. And in the middle of the hardest season, someone decides to be born. A female steps slightly away from the group. Her body works in silence. Here, even being born has to be quick. The newborns arrive wet and trembling, but within minutes they are on their feet. They walk, taste grass, stumble, get back up again. They do not have weeks in a burrow to learn. They are born with a single instruction: stay with the group or disappear. Here, being born ready is not a gift. It is the minimum requirement to avoid death. The young capybara stays close. He does not understand genetics or population numbers. He only understands something simple. A bad move now puts more than just himself at risk. While the young adapt, the jaguar has already finished studying. For days, he's been watching routes and schedules. He has seen where they go down to the water, where they relax, how far they have to travel now that the nearby grass is gone. He doesn't need to understand the species. He only needs to understand their routines. At sunset, he decides to move. The light drops and turns the grass gold. The capybaras eat in an open area, farther from the water than usual. From the outside, it looks like a perfect scene. Brown bodies feeding, birds flying, orange sky. But the swamp always gives a warning, just before it breaks something. A heron stretches its neck a little higher. Several birds fall silent at once. A handful of brown ears turn toward the same point. In the tall grass, two amber eyes open. The jaguar moves forward, pressed to the ground. The wind blows in his favor. The sound of the group chewing hides his steps. The water is far. The young are in the middle. The margin for error almost doesn't exist. For a moment, everything becomes too quiet. The heron takes off. The jaguar jumps. The grass explodes backward. The group shatters. The young capybara runs. Ahead of him, the strip of muddy water. On the surface, caimans floating like logs with eyes. These are the same seconds from the beginning. The jaguar closes in. The mud sinks under his paws. Each stride gets heavier. The capybara throws himself into the water. The impact shatters the surface in a burst of droplets and mud. The caimans tense. The jaguar stops abruptly at the bank, not because he fears the water. Here, he also hunts caimans, but without the element of surprise and with competitors ready to steal the prey in the chaos. Today, the math of energy does not work in his favor. The water settles slowly. Ripples spread. For a few moments, nothing moves, until several meters away, something barely breaks the surface. Two eyes and a nose. The young capybara floats almost motionless. He breathes fast, but he does not splash. The calm that looks like a joke on the internet, here is a survival technique. Little by little, the group comes back together. Deep calls, high-pitched answers. The swamp returns to its usual noise. From a distance, anyone would think nothing is happening. giant rodents resting with birds on their backs next to caimans that seem to be asleep. But every day, a capybara's life hangs on moments like these few seconds. Online, we have turned him into a symbol of no stress. The calmest animal in the world, everyone's friend. The truth is different. He is not the most relaxed. He is one of the most disciplined at not panicking in one of the most dangerous places on the planet. And as the sun sets and the swamp turns orange, the young capybara goes back to what he always does. He eats, he dives, he surfaces, he vanishes into the grass. Tomorrow, the drought will still be here. The predators will still be here. So will he. Not because he is strong, not because he is fast, but because, in this place, his real weapon is not his teeth or his legs. It is the calm he keeps when everything around him is designed to destroy him.